Hey Legacy Builders, welcome back to Mind Your Money. In today's video, I'm going to be closing out the third budget by paycheck for the month of March. The third paycheck for us is on the 15th since we're paid every single Friday. And we had two bills due this week. Spectrum, which went up. It increased from $84.99 to $86.99. So we have to deal with that increase going forward. And I'll probably have to increase what we have in our next month's bills account so that we can make sure we're truly ahead of everything, even inflated prices or increase in services that we pay for. Life insurance number one is $32.50, but I paid that last week. So life insurance number two, which is due on the 19th of March, has been paid in the second paycheck, and that was $35.88. So that is the last bill that we have due for the month. So when I plan for the fourth paycheck for March, we won't have any bills due except for putting a little money aside for next month's rent. So I'm glad about that. National Grid is zero because we still have a credit on there. So I just wanted to take a quick look at my calendar, reminding myself of our to-dos and goals. We have to put as much money as we can towards debt, at least $1,048, keep miscellaneous expenses at zero, and continue to save for transportation costs, food costs, and clothing, because spring is coming up and the boys are going to need new spring clothes. Let's move on to paycheck number three, and let's talk about what we did for this paycheck. So I have to turn my page just so you can see closely what's been going on. So the income that we planned was $1,000, and the income that we actually used includes W-2 income plus a portion of our state tax refund. So our actual income for the third week was $2,325. It was nice to have that extra because I made a huge debt payment. If you have not yet seen my debt confession video, please go and check that out so you can see where we started before this paycheck closed. So a zero-based budget means every dollar gets assignment, so all this $2,325 is going somewhere. We still tithe 10%. The top priority, if you remember when I set up this budget, is John 3:16, reminding myself that God loves us. We're going to go to the giving bucket right away. So our tithe is $100, and that's actually correct because we tithe off of the state refund separately, not included in this budget, okay? Safe Horizon is a domestic violence company, provider, safety place. I am giving to them, and so that's $25 that I did send as my first contribution. I set this up on an automatic monthly donation. So once every month around this time, around the 15th, it's going to come out. So that's going to be consistent for now. And that is all of the giving. So it was $125 as planned. Moving on to investing. Because we had the extra income, which includes that refund, we put $100 towards my IRA Infidelity, and we also sent $100 to Robinhood. And so for investing this week, that's $200. I'm so happy that we were able to put a little bit more so we can get closer to some of the goals we have. In Fidelity, my investment goal is to get 100 shares of O first and then start building in the other securities that I have there. So I'm going to be using that. And Robinhood, the goal is to get 10 shares of XOM, which is ExxonMobil. Cash expenses. I pulled out $200 in cash to use for the third week. I can't remember exactly how I allocated the cash. I know that $45 went here and about $130 went to challenges. So $25 went to the kids and probably some extra. So we'll put 10, 15, 20, 25. This is not the exact amount, but if you want to see where I put the cash, go ahead and subscribe to Tasha's Money and Stuff. That's where I do all of the cash stuffing. But we did pull out $200 for bills and expenses. I talked about the rent. We put $375 aside each week so we can pay next month's rent in full on the first day of the next month. The life insurance was budgeted for $36, but it came out for $35.88. Spectrum increased. It came out for $86.99. So we're going to have to increase our budget to $87 now each month. Debt, y'all, debt. I'm so excited. So our debt payment, we're focusing on paying back all of the charges from, my voice is going in and out, I'm so sorry, from November. So we paid $696.61. Why is this pen doing me like this? Come on. $696.61. Okay, it's time to get new pens. $696.61 plus $86.99 plus $35.88 plus $375 is $1,194.48. I am not going to use this pen after today, the way it's messing with me. I don't like it. So let me go ahead and move on. I'm so glad we made that large debt payment to get rid of a lot of November charges. Now we can look at savings and purpose funds. Okay, my phone rang and I had to stop recording and I'm coming back now. So let's take a look at the savings. Emergency fund for the third paycheck got $25. Household, did I get 20? Yeah, that got $20 still. Miscellaneous got $20. Food got $130. And the cushion got $9. So that means 25 plus 20 plus 20 plus 130 plus 9, $204 was saved in those categories. Okay, purpose funds. Now for transportation, excuse me, transportation got, I feel like it got $160. Let me check my account. I have my account pulled up with Capital One right in front of me, and I'm going to double check the transactions to see if that's what I did. Nope, it was $60. So $60 went towards transportation. And wellness got $10. I didn't change that one because it already has over $100 in it now. Now vacation. Vacation is important to me because we really need to beef up our vacation fund. So I'm trying to see how much I sent. I sent $260 to my Ally Purpose Funds, and of that amount, $60 did go to vacation. Vehicle insurance got $110 instead of just $10 that we budgeted, and Christmas, $25 went to Christmas. So I gave them a little bit more. Plus, I had money going towards other purpose funds. So right here, I'm just going to write purpose funds next to my other bucket. And I'll tell you where we allocated more money. So we sent money to annual bills, and we sent $20. We sent money to back to school. That was also $20. And then our clothing fund got some money, and that was $50. Then our milestone birthday fund got $25. Then home, this is another fund that I have with, it's a bucket in Ally, and that got $20. And I think that's all of the funds. So between the purpose funds that we saved for and this other, I had to extend it down to here. Let's total up and see how much I sent. 60 plus 10 plus 60 plus 110 plus 25 plus 20 plus 20 plus 50 plus 25 plus 20. That's $400. Okay, so $400 in total went towards purpose funds. I hope my math is right. If my math is right, we're good to go. And the video might be a little dark. I'm sorry if it is, because I use natural light to film now, but it's gray today. Like, it's overcast. It's about to rain, so there's no sun out. But I hope you can still kind of see what's going on. Please let me know if the quality of the video is not great. And I apologize. It won't always be like this. So $400 for purpose funds, okay? And we need to total up everything. So every bucket, I will take the totals using my calculator to add them up and see if it equals the $2,325 that we had to budget with. So $125 for giving, $204 for savings, $200 for investing, $400 for purpose funds, $200 in cash, $1,194 and 48 cents for bills and expenses. So that brought our total buckets to $2,323.48. Let me write that number down. As for expenses, $2,323.48. And the income was $2,325. So we weren't off by much. Okay, so let's just subtract the expenses from the income. 2,325, $1.52. That matches what I pre-planned. So we have an extra $1.52 that more than likely is in the checking account cushion. So, because I didn't spend it. We didn't spend any money from the account, from the operating account this week. So we should still have that money in there. And I'll see when I do my expense tracking. So let me do the percentages. I'm moving. I don't know why I opened the book. Percentages for giving, savings, and investing. So we did give $125. Divide that by 2,325. Multiply by 100. That's 5.4%. The reason why this is not 10% this week is because, again, the income that we have includes the tax refund or a part of it. And we already tithed off of the full state refund because we like to give an offering off of the top whenever there's an increase. We did that outside of this budget. So that's why the percentage is a little off. So 5.34%. For savings, we saved the $204 plus $400, and that's $604. Divide that into 2,325, and we get 25 or 26%. That's a lot, but we did 26%. I'm actually even going to see how much we put towards debt, because that's not going to last that long. This pen. It was so good. I loved it, but now I think maybe I bent it when I was using it. Something happened where the nib is a little bent. But this is still a really nice pen to use. It's just not working for me right now. Investing. We invested $200. That's almost 10%. 200 divided into 23.25 gives us 8.6% of this income was invested. So almost over the 5% minimum that we said we wanted to do each week. So it's not too bad. So let me move this over. Now for debt, we paid $696, right? $696 divided into 23.25. So 30%, really 30% of this income went towards debt. I'm glad that we got it We made such a huge chunk though. And remember, it's an exact amount because I'm paying back line by line all of the unpaid charges from November, and then I'm moving on to December, and that's how we're going to do it. So again, if you have not seen my debt confession video, what are you waiting for? Go check it out if maybe you need some inspiration for how to set up a plan for your debt, or if you just want to see what we're doing. So now that this is done, I need to fill in my monthly budget so I know what's been paid so far. And Spectrum did go up, so I'll fill that in. We budgeted $85. It hit the credit card for $86.99, and I did pay this back. I have to finish closing out the budget. I almost forgot. Life insurance number 2, we budgeted for $36, and we ended up transferring $35.88. That's the exact amount that will hit the account where it comes from. So we're almost done with our bills for the month of March. The last thing we need to do is finish saving for April's rent, and then we'll be done. We did have an extra giving, so I didn't budget for it in the monthly budget. So I'm going to write on this line, Save Horizon, and we did donate $25 because that's an extra giving for the month. So that's it for that. And then let me zoom out a little bit more. Move this over. Okay. All right. And then going back to paycheck number 3. We did transfer the tithe. We did give to Save Horizon. We haven't paid the credit card back for that yet, but it's pending, so we're going to pay that back. Fidelity and Robinhood got $100. I'm actually going to do the investing now. I'll probably put a B-roll on the side so you can see that we've invested in ExxonMobil and also O, which is a REIT. Then cash stuffing is on Tasha's Money and Stuff if you're interested. We did send the rent over. We sent the life insurance payment. We just paid back the credit card for the $86.99 towards Spectrum. We did make this debt payment a couple days earlier, and so I'll probably put that on the screen also. Emergency fund got $20. Household got $20. Miscellaneous got $20. Food got $20. Cushion got whatever was left over. Transportation, wellness, vacation, vehicle insurance, Christmas, annual bills, back to school, clothing, milestone birthday, and home all got money. So that's it for our paycheck number 3. So the first transaction from our last check-in was the deposit of our income, $2,325. And then after that, I had a few payments that hit. A Quicksilver payment, and that was the large debt snowball payment of $696.61. And then another payment of $93, which is our normal every month cell phone payment. After that, I sent myself $200. Why did I send $200? Oh, $200 I sent to myself so I can pull out cash. So basically, I'm just going to call this ATM. I didn't have my debit card, so I Zelled the money from my Capital One to my Ally checking account, Ally bank account, and then I used my Ally debit card to withdraw the cash. It's just whole thing, but I'm just going to call it ATM. And this was a cash withdrawal. It was the $200. So that $200 is accounted for, and then I started making all of my money moves. So I'm going to fill those in, and then I'm going to calculate how much the balance is at the end of this paycheck. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. I'm so happy we were able to put $130 into our food fund, because again, we had a little extra to work with, so we can start prepping for the spring and stocking up on all of those popsicles and getting extra meat for the freezer, all of that, bit by bit. I have quite a few things that I do to try to keep our food expenses low, and it might seem like jumping through hoops for most people, because like if I shop online for groceries like at Target or Walmart, I'm going through Rakuten first to have it delivered. That way I get a cash back from Rakuten, I get a cash back from using my credit card, plus if I go through Target, I can use, you know, those Target rewards, those Circle rewards, or Walmart might have some things cheaper. So I'm saving money every way I can, even if I'm only buying a few bulk items. Like maybe I'm just buying olive oil and like vinegar. You know what I'm saying? The big things that can tend to cost a lot. But if I can save money on those, then I don't have to spend as much money on food. You know, like I try so many different things to keep those costs low. So anyway, that's my long-winded way of saying 130 is good, so we can get a couple of big items, but get cash back in the process. Even if it takes a week or a month to get back, at least I know I have something coming down the pipeline, if that makes sense. The next transactions after all of our savings is my Fidelity. So Fidelity pulled out the $100 that we invested for this paycheck, and I consider that a transfer because it's going to there and it's to the investment platform or the brokerage. And we did invest $100. It was nice. And then Robinhood also, that's a taxable brokerage, so I like to make sure that gets money too. And that's it for all of our transactions. Right now I'm showing $154.30 available in my operating account. But let me go ahead and create a budget for paycheck number 4 for the month of March. I'll probably use this Sharpie S gel. It is green and it's still a nice write, although I prefer a smaller nib, but that's just the stationary geek in me too. So income, the planned income for paycheck number 4, $1,000. And the planned expenses will be $1,000. 10% of this income will be given. I thank Tara from Journey to Wisdom and Wealth for giving me a new scripture that I can focus on this week. She reminded me in a video, some video last week, I think it was a budget by paycheck, of Galatians 6:9 that reads, "And let us not lose heart in doing good, for in due time we shall reap if we do not grow weary." So continue to do good is pretty much the central thought or instruction in this verse. So just want to remember that. It's a really good one to read, and read the whole full chapter for context. It's really good. Okay, so I'm still going to give 1/10 of this income. So we're going to budget our tithe at $100. That's the plan. And that would be the only giving for the 4th paycheck. Now, investing, we plan to put at least $25 to my Fidelity IRA, and then $25 to my taxable brokerage with Charles Schwab, and then that was it. Okay, so $50 in total for our investing in the 4th paycheck. Cash expenses, I budgeted for $100. So I'm pretty much going to do the same thing. In my personal binder, $45. And then for challenges, that's still $35. And then for the 4 children, because we're still trying to build up their savings as much as we can right now, that's $5 each for each of them. That's $100. Okay. And then anything extra will go towards the 100 envelope challenge, because I'm trying to get that. I am going to be doing a special cash stuffing on Tasha's Money and Stuff with some of the federal refund money that we got. So if you want to see that, you got to subscribe over there too. Okay, bills/expenses. We checked the calendar at the beginning of the video. There are no bills due left for the month. The only thing we have to account for is 1/4 of the rent for $375. and then the debt payment. So the plan for a debt payment this week is going to be $200. And there's nothing else left for us to account for. So $375 and $200 brings us to $575 for our total bills and expenses for this week. And then savings. We're still going to put money towards the emergency fund, and that's going to be $25. And household will still get $20. We need new paper towels and new toothbrushes, and we need more floss. So adding 20 should help. Miscellaneous, it will help because I think we have almost $200 in household right now. And I don't like it to go too low, so miscellaneous will get 20. Our food fund will get $20. And the cushion will get 40. So 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 2 more is 8, plus 2 more is 100, and then 125. So this should be 125. No, I did something wrong. 25 plus 20. 125. Good. Okay. And then funds, which are purpose funds. We're going to give to transportation, wellness, clothing, school, and Christmas. So that's 5 again. So $50 is going towards our purpose funds this week. And that's how we allocated that $1,000. And I'm going to zoom out again so I can see everything, or you can see everything. And let's add up what we've planned for our expenses and see if it equals income. So 100 for giving, 125 for saving, $50 for investing, $50 to purpose funds, $100 cash, $575 for bills and expenses. That's our $1,000. Boom. We have a zero-based budget. So the planned income, $1,000, planned expenses, $1,000, and that's how you do it. I'll have all of everything we needed to do this week, and that is all for today's video. I appreciate you guys for being here for as long as you were. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and remember to mind your money, manage it well, and live your lives abundantly. Bye for now. Thanks for being here.